Welcome to Being You, an SPH Productions presentation. My name is Shane Hodges, author of It's Time to Be You, How to Become Your Most Authentic Self. My guest today is Amy Casey, independent Optavia health coach. Thank you for being here.
I am excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
For those of you who don't know, Amy is my sister. She's lucky. I like to start out the show with a segment called I'm Just Me, where my guest and I both get about 45 seconds to ask as many rapid fire questions as we can and see what type of interesting and exciting answers pop up. We asked our brother John who he liked better, and it was me, so I'm going to go first today. Thanks, Joe. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Who's someone you admire?
You.
What's your favorite color?
Blue.
Vacation destination?
Anywhere tropical.
Favorite candy?
Oh, Snickers.
Celebrity crush?
Idris Elba.
Who is your diva?
Oh, I don't know. Dang, that's a good one. I don't know.
Okay. What's your biggest achievement thus far?
My daughter.
What's a bad habit you have?
Oh, I have a lot of bad habits. Talking too much.
Okay. Well, we got through several. Well, let's see what you've got for me. Again, 45 seconds on the clock. Are you ready?
Ready? Let's go.
Go for it.
What's your favorite board game?
Favorite board game is Monopoly, Carl.
Favorite person?
Probably my husband.
Would your 12-year-old self think you were cool?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Favorite sibling?
Well, you, of course.
Of course.
I'm just 7. You're not John.
Oh, wow. Do you have any tattoos?
I do. I have one, and there's one other one I'd like to get.
Would you rather travel to the past or to the future?
The future.
And which golden girl are you?
Oh, I'm Sophia for sure. All right, that was time. Learn anything new?
That John is actually your favorite sibling. Yes, I heard that loud and clear.
I said that you were my favorite sibling. John said I was his favorite sibling.
Okay.
Our next segment is called What's Your Deal? This is where we learn a bit more about what you do professionally. Now, you are a health coach for a company called Optavia. Tell us a little bit about what that is and what you do.
So first of all, I will tell you it's the best job in the world. It is what I am very passionate about. It is what I love. It is a part-time job that I do. I also work full-time in corporate America, but it is truly my passion to be a health coach. Essentially, I get to help people transform their lives. When I usually first start talking to them or they want to become a client of mine, it is typically focused on I want to lose weight. And it kind of evolves from there. But I work with all kinds of different people with all kinds of different nutritional wants and needs. A lot of them, like I said, are for weight loss, but a big portion of my clients right now are actually clients that are on GLP-1s or medically supported weight loss. So helping them get what they need nutritionally because they're learning how to eat. They can technically continue to eat like they were and not fuel their bodies well, but they're losing so much muscle mass when that happens, which creates a whole nother set of problems, right? So I help them just understand what they should be eating. I work with clients to help build and retain muscle. That was something you and I worked on a couple years ago. You had a little bit of weight you wanted to lose, but you were more concerned about slimming down and bulking up. So that was something that I was able to help you with. I help nursing mamas. I help teens, clients that are pre-diabetic or diabetic. I have nutritional plans that I can help them with to help get their numbers more in line with where they want to be. But yeah, it usually starts with clients coming in that want to lose weight. And then once we get in a good flow there, that's when I move more into the life transformation. I help them build confidence in one area So then we move on because I don't want my clients to ever think this is a diet. You
Mhm.
can come in wanting to think this is a diet, and that's okay. But I'm going to get you there. So that's what I do in short.
So, what led you to get into that, to make this decision to become a coach?
It was a scary, scary decision. Full transparency. I was 40, a little over 40 when I started this journey. And I spent 40 years of my life being the big boned girl, the big bone friend, the big bone family member. I was miserable in my skin. And I thought that was my destiny. And truthfully, at the end of the day, I was just never taught about nutrition. We grew up in a very different time. It was the meat and potatoes. It was everything's fried. So I knew that I had so many other people in my life that felt the same way and just felt stuck. So about 4 months into my journey, I decided that I was going to help others. I felt incredibly unqualified because I mean, who wants to believe somebody that was over 200 pounds, a good majority of their adult life, who wants to believe them? Who wants to follow them about nutrition? But what I knew is that I had a heart to help people. I knew that I loved what I was learning and the personal growth that I was getting with Optavia. Like I said, I work in corporate America. I worked in corporate America for 17 years. The personal development that I got using the program that I coach was nothing I had experienced in corporate America. So that personal development and wanting to share that was a big reason, but I just wanted people to be able to find freedom, honestly, that I didn't have for years and years and years.
What have been the greatest challenges you faced through this process?
So that's twofold, I guess I would say. When I think about as a coach, the ones that I have faced mostly is social media. I actually
Yeah.
dislike social media for so many reasons. Before I was coaching, I rarely posted. I had actually stepped away from social media for quite a while, but I had to take a step back and realize that's where I could impact and reach the most amount of people. And it wasn't about me. I needed to show up for them because they deserved it. And I also realized that social media needs some light and some hope sometimes. So that was a big one for me professionally. The other biggest fear that I face, especially as a coach, is imposter syndrome.
Well, that plays into my next question. How does or how has authenticity played a role in your and or your clients' health journey?
Going back to the imposter syndrome first, right? Like the thoughts on my head all the time, even 4 years into this, are what makes me qualified? Why would people want me to coach them? What do I really know about health? 2024 wreaked havoc on our lives. It was probably the toughest year that we've had. We had some deaths in our family at the beginning of the year that seemed really unfair. My husband lost his job and was unemployed for 6 months in the second half of the year. So I was in survival mode. It was really hard for me to want to show up authentically because I felt like an imposter. I felt like I'm coaching people to do things that honestly at the time I wasn't necessarily doing. But then I also had to take the advice that I give my clients, right? Health and wellness is a journey. And it's going
Absolutely.
to be a journey I am on for the rest of my life. When you talk about authenticity, I don't have it all figured out. I'm probably never going to, but I have learned, especially on social media, to show up imperfectly and share my
Yeah.
struggles. That's
Yeah.
actually where I connect with the most people. And I will have clients come to me and say, I chose you to coach me because you're real. And if you gain 15 pounds like I did last year, 20 pounds like I did, over time, they're like, I can relate to that.
Right.
Being authentic is actually what has helped me as a coach and in my business. because that's what
Nice.
people are looking for. On social media, there's just so much perfection. People want to show the perfect.
Absolutely.
So when I can show up authentically, people can relate. And my goal is to let people know that they are never alone.
Yeah. I love the way you put it that you being real, you being authentic, you being yourself is likely in big part what draws a lot of people to you. Thank you for sharing this. I'm so impressed with the work you do. You mentioned that you and I have worked together and you absolutely helped me on my own journey. I'm really proud of you and the work that you've done and what you've accomplished with this.
Thank you.
Now, let's move into our segment, Who Are You? And this is where we get a little bit more personal. So, outside of work, what do you enjoy doing with your spare time?
I am a people person. I love spending time with others. That has shifted for me a lot over the years. My family, my husband and daughter and I moved about 8 years ago. We're not close to a lot of our family and friends, but I love to spend time with my husband and daughter. We do a lot and we do nothing together. And outside of work, that is what takes up a majority of my time. I like to read just
Right.
different books and stuff. That is something that I do. I watch Gilmore Girls on repeat, but that's what I do with my spare time.
What is something you have always wanted to do but haven't had the opportunity to do so yet?
See more of the world and travel. Getting out of my hometown or my home state. I live in Georgia now, and even that has opened up new things in my life. It's helped me see the world differently, but there's so much more of the world that I want to see. I know this is crazy, but I've never been outside the United States. I've never traveled internationally, and I just think that there's so much more out there to see and, more importantly, probably learn.
And do we have our passports yet?
My daughter did ask for those for her birthday. They are coming in
I,
the next couple weeks. Yes.
well, how do you feel you are different now than you were 20 years ago?
Oh man. I don't even that person wouldn't even know me, I guess is what I would say. I have an awareness about me, I guess now that didn't exist. And I think that's normal, right? I'm 40, I'll be 45 here in a few months. At 25, Lord, my priorities were different. I was very selfish. I think now it's just more of an awareness of who I am, what I want, and where I'm willing to compromise and where I'm willing to not compromise.
Yeah, we call that boundaries.
Yes, which I never had any. We know this.
Thing. Well, if you could go back, what would you want to say to your 15-year-old self?
Be kind to yourself. My daughter's about that age. So it's kind of like, what do I want her to know that I feel like I didn't know or wished I would have known? And it's be kind to yourself, be true to yourself, and you don't have to fit into everyone else's box. And
Nice.
you don't have to please everyone else.
That right there. Yes. Well, and you can't. It's not even possible. It's
It's
not.
exhausting, is what
But
it is.
what is something that people don't know about you or assume about you that is incorrect?
There's a couple things. One, maybe that I have it all together or that I'm happy all the time. And my brother and my unofficial
Or not.
therapist and my unofficial therapist, you laugh at that, I know. And maybe it's that like I'm happy all the time, right? Like I am a joyful person. I do like to be happy, but I also can sometimes mask things that are going on in my life. I try to keep some of my life pretty private, and I have things that are hard for me, but I don't always let everyone else see them.
Obviously, authenticity has been and is a big part of my own work and my own journey, both personally and professionally. In what ways have you struggled with or still struggle with your own authenticity?
It's still learning who I am, honestly, and separating it from who everyone else wants me to be or who I think I'm supposed to be based on what society has told me, what our family of origin has told us, what all of the world tells us, right? And thinking for so many decades that I was supposed to be this certain person or a certain way, and realizing that if I don't know who I am, I can't make those around me better people. If I continue to live in a space where I'm just trying to please everyone else, because I am a recovering people pleaser. And so it's just really continuing to learn and know myself, which will be a forever evolution.
Well, that brings us to my next segment, the wow segment of our program, words of wisdom. What words of wisdom or feedback would you like to share with our other listeners regarding their own authenticity and or how to be their most authentic selves?
I think for me, it would just be patient with yourself. Some of us have lived our whole lives, decades, like I just said, trying to be what others wanted us to be, starting at home, then family, at school, jobs, society, spouses. So you have to be patient with yourself, especially if you're someone that has lived your whole life not even thinking about being authentic because you never felt that you could. It's super uncomfortable. And you have to sit in the discomfort. That is the stage I am still in. I don't like discomfort. I'm an Enneagram 9. I am the people pleaser. I want everything to be great all the time. I want everyone else to be good, so I'm good. And it's incredibly countercultural to be authentically you. Like I said, there's a lot of discomfort in all of it. So I think my biggest thing would be patient with yourself and realize that you may need some professional help. That was probably the best step I ever took in my personal health journey. It's finding somebody to help me work through the mess.
Yeah, I think we're often taught we have to figure it out on our own and that there's something wrong or it says something negative about us if we ask for help or seek out help or support. Unfortunately, it leads to many of us not doing so. Well, again, Amy Casey, independent health coach for Optavia. If you are looking to change some things about your own health, please seek her out. What information would you like to share with people in terms of how to get in touch with you?
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook, Amy Casey. I will share with you that you can put on screen or in the podcast a link that you can use to reach out to me, just letting me know a little bit about yourself and what you want to accomplish. I take it as a true honor, honestly, for anyone that even reaches out to consider that I would get a walk with them in their health journey. And I'll say this, I tell every single one of my clients this. If you are looking for a perfect health coach, it's 100% not me. I am going to make mistakes and I'm going to learn, but I'm going to learn alongside you. And we're going to be on the journey together.
Yeah, I love that. Well, again, thank you for being here. Thank you all for watching. Again, my name is Shane Hodges, author of It's Time. Whoops, let's put it the right way. It's Time to Be You, How to Become Your Most Authentic Self. You can find me on Instagram at DenverGuy76. You can also find me at SPHproductions.com. My book is available there and on Amazon. And you can also find me on Facebook. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day and be yourselves. Take care. And done.
And see.